Morning, folks. This is the news that we are waking up to for Thursday, May the 1st, 2025, day 1163 of Vladimir Putin's war of aggression against the people of Ukraine. How do you do? I'm Peter Alexievich. And here's another 142 reasons to believe in Ukraine. Of the drones and missiles sent last night, 83.5% interception rate when one includes active electronic countermeasures. So good shooting, boys. Now, this summary for April was published by the Air Force, the Ukrainian Air Force. They are saying that they took out 38 X.101 missiles, 7 Iskander-M or the North Korean KN-23s, 13 caliber cruise missiles, 4 X-59-69s, 689 reconnaissance UAVs. Holy cow. Somebody said one of those super cams cost $300,000. I couldn't even believe it. So 689 reconnaissance UAVs, 364 other types of UAVs. Additionally, and this I think is the really important part. Now, I cannot say that I have seen anything like this come out of the Air Force of Ukraine. In April, the Air Force conducted 610 flights, about 330 for fighter air cover, and another 200 for fire support and air support of troops. What have we been talking about on this channel? The evolving role of fighter jets in close ground support of maneuver warfare operations at the front. And it appears to be now that the Air Force is telling us, look, yes, we're doing this. And that's an emergent, as I understand it, that is an emergent capability forged in the crucible of this war by the Ukrainian Air Force. It's astonishing, frankly. Now, the minerals deal has been signed. We all have our opinions about it. It is time to forget our opinions, and it is time to support the Ukrainians in their choice. They stuck to their guns as far as I can tell. This is not the extortive, exploitive minerals deal that was first on the table. It's a horse of a different color. And while it may not be the ideal situation, I think we need to support the Ukrainians in their decision to sign it and hope that what they get out of it is worth it. Trump and his ilk have been saying over and over, what better security guarantee could Ukraine have than being deeply in business with us, right? Like mafia guys, right? Like, hey, they work with us, Vladimir, you got to leave them alone now. Anyway, that's what they've been saying. Let's see if it means anything. Let's see if weapons deliveries start flowing again, shall we? Now, the Kyiv Post is reporting this as an exclusive, right? So the only source I have for this is the Kyiv Post. However, what they are saying is that the Americans have agreed to sell the Ukrainians $50 million worth of armaments. $50 million. That's nothing. When we're talking about weapons today, $50 million is nothing. So let's hope that the deal to buy the Patriots is going to get approved next, right? Like, let's hope that this is the beginning of a weakening dam. Now, we might be seeing some other signs of that as well. Take a look at this. Now, I am no fan of Lindsey Graham's, right? But Lindsey Graham is a political creature who knows how to survive. And I want you to take a look with me at the way that he framed this new legislation that he is proposing and that he claims he has support in the Senate for. So what it is a key Senate ally of Trump says 72 senators, a supermajority, back a bill imposing bone-crushing sanctions on Russia and a 500% tariff on countries circumventing the sanctions on oil, gas, and uranium, unless Putin engages in serious talks to end the war. Bloomberg. 72 senators, a supermajority of the Senate. But everything Trump does benefits the Kremlin. This sends and I'll bet you that those 28 senators that aren't on board are all Republicans in Russia's pocket. What Graham is doing here is he's appealing to Trump. Look at the language that he used to frame this bill, which clearly is in Ukraine's interests, is clearly in the interest of democracy. But look at how he had to frame it for King Donald. The goal is to help the president. He talked about being frustrated. I want a negotiated end to the war, honorable and just. I think Trump's the best person to achieve that goal, but these sanctions represent the Senate's view that we see the primary bad guy being Russia. When President Trump believes that we've reached an impasse, then watch for action. I mean, holy shit. The goal is to help the president. When President Trump believes we've reached an impasse, watch for action. Do you see it? Trump's policy of appeasement of Russia is wildly unpopular, even amongst his own party. Graham, by framing the whole support of Ukraine as helping the president, plays into his transactional narcissistic nature. Now, it's insane to me that we have to do this. And it does give me, I really dislike Lindsey Graham, but I have to say, if you're going to get it done, this is the way to get it done right now, as awful as that is. If it can be done, if he isn't sold body and soul so much to Russia that Trump can actually alter course, this is the only way that it's going to happen. The fact that there's 72% of the Senate on board with it is a good thing. It's a good sign that maybe America is coming to its senses and putting pressure on this creature of the Kremlin, Donald Trump, to try to move us in the right direction on this thing. In the meantime, Putin isn't holding back, and apparently Kim Jong-un is unimpressed by Trump's comments that he wants it to stop the growing security relationship between them. They're going to build a new bridge between Russia and, literally build a bridge, right? I forget the name of the strait there that separates the coastline toward Vladivostok with North Korea. But they're going to build a literal bridge that will be big enough and strong enough for military equipment to go across it. Of course it will be, because Putin could not keep prosecuting this war without Kim. Now, I'm going to end on this today, I believe. Wait, maybe there's one more slide, but this guy is a hoot, boy. Yes, he is. He's a very interesting person. He's a lawyer. He's an activist, Sergei Sternenko. And some people credit him with the entire drone mission here in Ukraine, right? Like they say without him driving the drone programs early on and early adoption, Ukraine would not be the drone powerhouse that it is today. Now, there's some other shit in his background that's very interesting, but let's not talk about that. The real story here is the woman up here attempted to assassinate him. And this is his third assassination attempt. And look at his response, which I love so much. I was attacked, wounded. Everything is okay. There is no threat to my life. Russians are fuckers. He wrote on Telegram. I love these people. They're fabulous. They're really fabulous people. Now, here's the thing. I think the real story here is Odessa, because this guy's down in Odessa. This is not the first prominent individual in Odessa to be targeted for assassination by Russian agents or Ukrainian people that have been compromised by Russian agents. In fact, he's like the third in the last 6 months, as well as some other sabotage operations being carried out in Odessa on top of its regular bombing. It appears more than one analyst is suggesting now that the Russians are running a campaign of sabotage and assassination against Odessa in an effort to destabilize the city government there and the regional government there. Odessa, of course, is a critical port city. Historically, it was thought of as a Russian city. It is also adjacent to Moldova and Transnistria, where Russia wants to launch its invasion of Moldova from. So I think that the recent assassination of this very interesting person is also indicative of a growing Russian campaign of destabilization of the Odessa region. Okay, that's me everywhere. Check it out. And I will see everybody in tonight's live. I'm sorry about last night, guys. I came home from speaking club. It was about 11 o'clock at night. I had a turkey sandwich, and I just sat down on the sofa for 5 minutes to just check TikTok and stuff. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, just out like a light. So sorry about that. I will see everybody in the live tonight. I'll have some coffee, I promise.